made with some of the Khaki back.
The military is America's single largest user of energy, and it recognizes that its use of fossil fuels has to change. The Pentagon uses 300,000 barrels of oil each day. That's more than 12 million gallons. An armored Humvee gets 4 miles to the gallon. At full speed, an Abrams battle tank uses 4 gallons to the mile. And it can cost as much as $400 a gallon to get gas to some remote bases in Afghanistan. Fort Irwin is a test bed to see if the Army can operate just as effectively while using less fossil fuel and more renewables. And it's not just Fort Irwin and the Army.
Mama, can't you see?
At Camp Pendleton, Marines were trained on an energy-saving, experimental forward operating base that deployed with them to Afghanistan.
Before any equipment goes into theater, we want Marines to get trained on it. So what are some of the things that we could take hold of right away and make sure that we can make a difference for the warfighter downrange?
They test out different kinds of portable solar power units. They also practice how to purify stagnant water and make it drinkable. The Army and Marines both want to minimize the number of convoys trucking in fuel and water. A report for the Army found that in 5 years, more than 3,000 service members had been killed or wounded in supply convoys.
And if you've got Marines guarding that convoy, and God forbid it get hit by an IED, then what are the wounded, what are the deaths involved in that, and really, are we really utilizing those Marines and that capability the way we should?
Generators used to keep accommodations livable and computers running are also major gas guzzlers.
Right now what we're doing is putting up a power shade. It has flexible solar panels on the top and gives us enough power to run small electronics such as lighting systems and laptop computers. It also provides shade over the tent structure. Experimenting with this equipment in Africa proved that it could reduce the internal temperature of the tent 7 to 10 degrees. Plug them in.
All the LED lights in the entire tent use just 91 watts, less than one single old-fashioned incandescent bulb.
It's a no-brainer when it comes to efficiency.
Light-emitting diodes don't weigh much, but they're still rugged enough to survive a typical Marine's gentle touch.
When we put something into a military application and they beat it up, it's ruggedized. It's ready for the worst that the world can take. And so one thing that people say is if the military has used this thing and they trust it, then maybe it's okay for my backyard.
Renewable energy will also play an important role at sea and in the air. The Navy's Macon Island is an amphibious assault ship with jump jets, helicopters, and landing craft. It's the first vessel to have both gas turbines and a hybrid electric drive, which it can use for 75% of its time at sea. This Prius of the ocean cut fuel costs by $2 million on its maiden voyage. By 2016, the Navy plans to have what it calls a Great Green Fleet, a complete carrier group running on renewable fuels with nuclear ships, hybrid electric surface vessels, and aircraft flying only biofuels. By 2020, the goal is to cut usage of fossil fuels by 50%. Once deployed in Afghanistan, the XFOB cut down on gas used in generators by over 80%. In the past, the Pentagon's innovations in computers, GPS, and radar have spun off into civilian life. In the future, the military's use of renewable energy can reduce dependence on foreign oil, increase operational security, and save lives and money.
A lot of the times, it is a culture change more than anything else. And the Department of Defense, over the years, has proved time and time again that it can lead the way in that culture change.